So this being the problem that we have it in our workbook, which I've shared before you, this is a sensitivity analysis problem. So the following forecast: initial outlay 12,000, life 4 years, net cash inflow 4,500, appropriate discount rate is 14%, ignore taxation. Using sensitivity analysis, find out find at what initial outlay the project would give zero NPV, represent the change in initial outlay in percentage. So if it were to be 12,000, we are getting positive NPV. If this is swelling to the extent of NPV, you would end up with zero NPV. And such a change that you expect is 1,112 upon expression in annualized terms. It is going to be 9.27%. So 9.27% increase in cash outlay will result in zero NPV, keeping outlay as the base. Correct? Then in which year the project would yield zero NPV? So in which year it would result in net present value? When they talk about net present value, you should take this under discounted cash flow technique. So discounted cash flow technique is what we are expected to take it up. So I would like to try this through discounted payback. This I will take up. This I will take up and add it to this one, and add it to this, add it to this. Say in which point of the 4 years you would recover this 12,000. So that would be happening between third and the fourth year, right? So I wanted to insert an arrow. Where is that I have? Draw. So this is the point at which I will be getting that 12,000. At what point of time I can just get that? So I would like to do this in this fashion. 3 years plus 12,000 minus 10,448 divided by 2,664. 12,000 minus 10,448 divided by 2,664. So that comes to 3.58 years. 3.58 years. What is the relevance this we are having here? In which year the project would yield zero NPV? 3.58 years in which you would be getting. But what is the meaning? What is that we are trying to drive any point there? Yes, we do have a point there. So at 3.58 years, when the project discounted cash inflow equals discounted cash outflow. That means cash flow generated thereafter would bring about positive NPV, isn't it? At 3.58 years, when the project discounted cash inflow equivalent to discounted cash outflow, that means cash flow generated thereafter would bring positive NPV. So that much of time, if shortened, the project would not be rejected. If that much of time if shortened, the project would not be rejected. So the reduction in project time shall be 0.42 years. How come 0.42 years? 4 minus 3.5 years. So the affordability to lose is 0.42 years out of 4 years of project. So how much that 0.42 years to 4 years would be computed? How much of that 0.42 years to 4 years would be computed? So that much is the change you can accept, equal to 0.42 divided by 4. It comes to how much? 10.5 percentage. Is that clear? So it will be sensitive beyond that. That means whatever point that we want to tell you, no. So we will tell this way. If the initial cash outflow goes beyond 9.27 percentage, the profitable or what appears to be a profitable project would result into loss project. That is, will result into a losing project. Correct? 9.27 is the cushion it has got. Similarly, if the life of the project falls steeper than 10.5 percentage, what appears to be a profitable project would result into a losing project. Are you understanding? Say yes or no? Vanessa, Rajagopalan, are you following me? Vanessa, are you there? Rajagopalan, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Are you understanding? Make note, make note. Venkat, make note.
Can you please explain that percentages, range of percentages? I just missed that.
9.27 and 10 point. I will explain. Firstly, make note. Is it okay? See, now let me just explain how this 9.27% has come. See, just like any project, when you are working out NPV, you arrive at up to 1112. See, here I just made a mention if the initial cash outflow is increased from 12,000 to 13,112, then the project would hit 0 NPV. Increase in initial cash outflow is 1112. Whatever NPV that you get as positive, that much of increase when it is happening initial cash outflow, it will result in 0 NPV. So this 1112 has got to be expressed in percentage terms. That is what I've done. Why it should be expressed in percentage terms, I will explain later. Now it is 9.27%. Do you agree with me that for that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Here, the second factor that we have chosen for discussion is in which year the project life would yield 0 NPV. In which year the project life would yield 0 NPV. Here, in which project life is what they was. So therefore, and the NPV is what also they've used. So we do have this discounted payback when you operate. In the first year, I got cumulatively 3947, second year 7410, 10,448. But when the travel is between third and the fourth year, you are just getting the 12,000, you would have crossed and you would have edged towards 13,112. What is that exact point of time that you are crossing 12,000 when you work out, when you interpolate, it comes to 3.518 years. Am I right? That is what I put at 3.58 years when the project discounted cash inflow equal to outflow. That means cash flow generated thereafter would bring about positive NPV. That much of time, if shortened, the project would not be rejected. The reduction in the project time shall be a maximum of 0.42 years. I am having the affordability to lose, that is 0.42 years out of 4 years, which can be quantified as 10.5%. See, now I will explain why percentage terms I got to do. Because this 1112 cannot be compared with 0.42 years because one is expressed in rupee terms, another one is expressed in time terms. I mean year terms. How do I compare? How do I compare? So we are not like giving a strong blow on the bonnet of the car and say it is 1.5 tons. So only fools will express that way. Of course, heroes will do that. Short heroes will do that. How can you just do that? You cannot compare a cash outflow with which is in rupee terms with time in terms of years. So in order to bring out a comparative ground, everything should be expressed in percentage terms. That is the reason as why initially we have expressed that as 9.27%, this as 10.5%, and that is the way you are expected to do this third and the fourth. What is it you have for the third? At what discount rate does the project would yield 0 NPV, which is nothing but IRR? See, at IRR, you will end up with 0 NPV. So they are asking indirectly IRR, they are indirectly asking discounted payback. Remember, in the last class, I was just telling you that out of 7 tools that you have, 4 tools I will use only when it is asked. Only when they are asked, I will take it up. 3 I got to use with care. We have just done problems also. Remember that? We have done that problems. Therefore, here they are indirectly asking what is IRR. Now, what I do is that I will answer to the third part of the question. So what is the third part of the question? Say I get at 14% positive NPV. Say, imagine that I am taking it up at 15%, I am getting still positive NPV. By making it at 16%, I am getting positive. At 18%, I am getting positive, and at 19%, I am getting negative. So, and at 18%, I am getting 106, and at 19%, I am getting 127 negative. So, you can tell for sure that it is lying between 18 and 19. Correct? Say yes or no? So, at 18%, at 18%, I am getting 12,106. At 18%, I am getting 12,106. And at 19%, I am ending up with 11,873. Correct. And at what percentage I will get exactly 12,000? Is the question. And at what percentage I will get exact 12,000? So it is 18 plus 12,103 minus 12,000 divided by 12,103 minus 11,873, which is equal to 18 plus 12,103 minus 11,873, 230. 103 divided by memory recall should give you this. So it is 18.45. So now let me just check it up. Percentage terms, 2 decimals, I will take it up. So now let me take it up at 18.45%. I will end up with exact 0% NPV. So I can as well write my own statements in this fashion. At 14%, project ends up with positive NPV. Triple 1, 2. Positive NPV of 111, 2. Correct? At 18.45%, project ends up with 0 NPV. So increase in KO is 4.45%, and the leap in percentage shall be computed as 4.45 divided by 14. Correct? How much is that? 4.45 divided by 14. 32%. 31.79%. So here what is that we will be doing? If the cost of capital increases up to 31.79% of the present KO of 14%, the project will continue to be accepted. If the increase is beyond 31.79%, the project would stand rejected. So hence the tolerance limit is 31.79%. Correct? Are you understanding? Say yes or no. Vanessa, are you following?
Yes, sir.
So there is one more factor that we have. That is what we are expected to do. At what amount of cash inflow does the project would yield zero NPV? And that is not a big issue at all. So that we can do. How do we do that? See, we know NPV is equal to NPV should be zero. Correct? Discounted cash inflow equal to discounted cash outflow. Correct? Discounted cash inflow is equal to cash inflow into annuity factor equal to 12,000. Cash inflow, I do not know, but annuity factor at the rate of 14% I have already done. That comes to 2.9138. Two point 9138. What should be the cash inflow? Cash inflow should be 12,000 divided by 2.9138. 12,000 divided by 2.9138. So that comes to round 4118. So that means the present cash inflow is 4,500, which gives the comfort of positive NPV of 1112. So long the fall in cash inflow up to 4118, the project will continue to give the same comfort of accepting. If the fall is steeper than, how much is the fall now? You can see 4,500 minus 4,118. The steeper than rupees 382. If the fall is steeper than 382, then the what? Then the project will stand rejected. So this comfort shall be quantified in percentage terms as 382 divided by 4,500, which is 8.49 percentage. That is 382 divided by 4,500. So now you can say 1, 2, 3, and 4. Factors are, what are the factors? Factors are cash outflow, life, then cost of capital, and lastly cash inflow. Correct? These are the three things that you are having. So sensitivity in terms of percentage, cash inflow 8.49. Cash outflow 31.79. Life 9.27. Then beyond that, that was 9.27. Sorry, cash outflow is how much? That is 9.27. This is going to be 10.5. 10.5. Sensitivity. So which one is remarks? This is most sensitive. Most sensitive. The lowest percentage for the small fall in the cash inflow by 8.49, this will lead to the project to be taken up as loss making. The least sensitive is overall cash outflow. So therefore, what is the index? Higher the percentage is, or highest percentage indicates the least sensitiveness. Sensitivity. Then lowest percentage indicates the highest sensitivity. Correct? Are you understanding? Say yes or no? Are you clear? Is that okay? We can just close it a little early today. Want to make note for recording purposes, I will close it.